Your mind is the most powerful weapon you will ever carry. But like any weapon, if you don't learn how to wield it, it will turn against you. You see, nobody is born with a winner's mindset. They build it, brick by brick, belief by belief, battle by battle. And if you don't train your mind, the world will. It will feed you fear. It will condition you for comfort. It will convince you that playing small is wisdom and that aiming big is arrogance. But deep down, you know that's a lie. You felt it. That burning inside of you that says, there's more to me than what I've shown. You've had moments, silent moments, where you imagined the life you were meant for, and then quickly buried it under the weight of doubt. But here's the truth. You weren't born to shrink. You were born to command your thoughts, not be controlled by them. Because every successful person you admire, every leader, innovator, builder of empires, they didn't have superpowers. They had mental discipline. Thomas Edison didn't just invent the light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times and still believed. Not because it was easy, but because his mind was trained to see failure as data, not defeat. The greats don't think differently by accident. They think differently because they train differently. They install patterns that serve them. They build frameworks that reject distraction and feed direction. And so must you. Because the life you want, it doesn't come through talent. It comes through mental training. And every day you're either programming your mind or being programmed by everything else. The first step to training your mind for massive success is this. Take back control of your inputs. Your thoughts are not born out of nowhere. They are the children of your environment. What you watch, what you read, what you listen to, who you allow to speak into your life. You can't feed your mind junk and expect it to perform like a machine. You can't surround yourself with chaos and expect to feel clarity. You can't follow mediocrity and expect mastery to appear. Your mind is a garden. If you don't plant discipline, belief, and courage, weeds of fear, comparison, and distraction will grow on their own. And those weeds, they don't just stay in your head. They shape your habits. They guide your decisions. They influence your results. Every time you say yes to gossip, to drama, to scrolling aimlessly, you're saying no to the life that's calling you. And that life isn't screaming. It's whispering, waiting, asking, will you protect your mind long enough to become the person I require? Training your mind isn't glamorous. It's not motivational quotes or hype. It's the discipline of choosing what you allow in. Because your inputs become your identity, and your identity becomes your life. So cut the noise. Shut the doors to distractions. Guard your gates like a warrior preparing for war. Because this is war, a war between the voice that says rise and the one that says relax. Only one of them will win, and the one that does will build your future. The next step is simple, but most ignore it. You must decide who you are before life decides for you. Identity is not something you wait to discover. It's something you declare. You don't become a champion and then believe you are one. You believe you are a champion and then train like one, think like one, suffer like one, decide like one. Because identity is the thermostat of your potential. It sets the temperature for every action you take. If you see yourself as a struggler, you'll always find struggle. If you see yourself as someone who tries, you'll always live in almost. But if you see yourself as disciplined, you will make decisions that honor discipline. If you see yourself as powerful, you will face problems with power. This is how the greats think, not because they're delusional, but because they understand that success is an identity game first. You can't build $1 million life with a $100 mindset. You can't build consistency with a maybe one-day self-image. You have to become the kind of person who does the kind of things that create the kind of life you've never had. And that becoming, it starts with one question. Who must I become to have the life I've never lived? You don't rise because life gets easier. You rise because your mind gets stronger. Success isn't luck, it's a trained mindset that refuses to bow to fear, delay, doubt, or excuses. So if they ask you how you did it, if they wonder where your discipline came from, if they question your clarity, your drive, your fire, you look them in the eye and say, I trained for this. Every day, every thought, every decision. I trained my mind, and it changed my life. And don't forget to subscribe.